be, if you'll study, if you will study, this test should be uber easy. I'm being very serious. I'm not kidding at all. If you don't make at least a B on this test, that is on you. Very much on you on this test. Because this test should be about the easiest test that you take this year. So study, starting now. What?
What does uber mean?
I'm pretty sure that the origin is German, but only because I'm pretty sure that Übermensch is a phrase, which I believe is German, but I could be lying. Uber is big. So Uber, like a Mensch is a good person, yes? And so a Übermensch is a really good person. But Uber, so I don't know. I don't know whether that has anything to do with Uber, the, what you call it? You know, yeah, the pick them up and take them there company. Number 9, we got a triangle. We gotta do all kinds of things to it. Sounds fun, let's do it. I'm gonna hit stop recording real quick. Now that we're live. You are gonna miss the homework problems if you're one of my students. You're gonna miss them anyway. Whatever. If you need them, send me a message. I know you couldn't see what my face was doing. It was blurry. I understand. But nobody cares. Number 9 is what we're doing. Did I answer your question?
What?
Number 9, we got the triangle C. Why is this dry already? I opened this like yesterday or 2 days ago. It does feel kind of loose. Strange. Maybe somebody used it or something. That wouldn't surprise me. Bunch of dumb kids. Okay, try again. C. Triangle. C something. What am I saying? CDE. C is at -7, -3. D is at -7, 6. And E is at 1/3. No, 1/3. Yes, yes. And it says, graph each figure and image after its indicated transformations with the given center. Great. Dilation of a half, then a dilation of 4 centered at 0, 0. So, what should we do, kids?
Divide everything by 1/2.
No, because that'll give us, dividing it by 1/2 would be multiplying it by 2.
Multiply by 1/2.
That's true. We can also go ahead and graph the original, right? It says to graph them all on here. So -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. -1, 2, 3. So here is C. -7 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is right here. D. And E is at 1, 2, 3. So right there. So this is the original. And then, yeah, since it's centered at the origin, we're just going to shrink these by 2. So negative, what's 7 divided by 2? -3.5. And what's 3 divided by 2? Negative, yes. And we already did this, -3.5. 6 divided by 2 is easy. That's just a 3, right? And E is 1/2. 1 1/2. Now what? Graph it. Sounds completely and utterly reasonable. So, -1, 2, 3 1/2. -1 1/2 is C prime. -3.5 and 1, 2, 3 is D prime. Excuse me. And then 1/2, 1 1/2 is E prime. Oops. Not yet. And then we connect those dots, and then we have it.
Do we do D by 4 as well?
We do. That's true. So the question becomes, and the tricky bit, I guess, if there is a tricky bit, is what do we multiply by 4? These ones or these ones? The second one. So, what is -3.5 times 4?
13. -13. 13?
It's not 13. It can't be 13. What is -1.5 times 4? It is -6. It's easier, by the way, just throwing this out there, that if you remember that this is 7 halves, this is 3 halves, 6 halves. We multiply times 4, those halves cancel, so you're just multiplying the top one times 2. That's really all we're doing, this whole little stretch of the way, right? So, D double prime would be what?
-14.
-14. And 12. And then E would be 2, 6. Great. So negative, was this 7? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, -1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So right here is C double prime, and D double prime is -14, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So right here, more or less, is D double prime. E double prime is 1, 2, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Makes sense, everybody? What other questions from this set do we have? No other sets from this thing. Well, flip over to the study guide. What?
How do you find the scale factor in x going 15 to 18?
Proportions. Probably.
So do you just put like, I don't
Well, let's look at one. How about number 16? Number 16, we got kind of a trapezoid looking shape. With a bigger, whoa, I didn't draw that right at all. With a bigger trapezoid, this is the one these are shared. Bigger trapezoid looking shape. Totally looks just like that, close enough. And what's labeled? Let's see. F, W, W prime. This is 10. This is X, and this is 4. We can find X pretty easy. How can we find X? Yeah, so 10 minus 4, right? So X equals 6. So we went from 6 to 10. What number do we have to multiply times 6 to get 10? We usually write scale factor as a fraction, which you learned way back in pre-algebra. But that's okay. It's been a long time ago. What is 10/6? 5/3. So if we use a better variable, 5/3. Make sense? Easy peasy. Any other questions from this lesson?
If the center isn't at the origin, but it's at a different point, how do we do that?
You notice I didn't assign any of those.
So we're not going to have those on the test?
Correct. It was all intentional. If you want to look at how to do them, you're welcome to look at the book or find somebody else's video or something else fun. My son's third grade teacher taught my son that 1 divided by 0 is 0. I wrote her an email to tell her that it is not 0. She then doubled down and CC'd the principal. The principal responded saying the teacher is correct. What do I do now? Mr. Black Pen, Red Pen is going to answer it. I like his stuff. He's a calculus teacher.
I read it. It was pretty funny.
You read what?
That exact same post.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it too. It went viral on social media for a minute.
Did it? That's probably why he's talking about it.
I thought it was funny.
It's a little silly.
One divided by 0?
You know what would be funny
Technically
is
not.
if that story was true. That would be real funny.
Some stories on Reddit are true, others are not.
Really? I never would have guessed that. What?
So
That's not that mean. What you just said was silly, and you know it was silly. You didn't realize while I do that. I say silly things and then realize after I've said it that it was silly. That happens. Okay, so y'all should look at the study guide and tell me if you have any questions so that you can, do well on the test. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you should make a B or better on this test. I am challenging you to study well enough. That goes for you on the internet too. Because this is the easiest content we've had this year, bar none. Including similar figures, because similar figures has got some tricky stuff, at least a little bit, because you got to remember where to put what in the proportion. This you have to memorize like this many things. Well, really this many. And that's it. So, do you have any questions from the study guide? Mm-hmm.
You just put it on -5, 4. That's where you start.
No, remember that's a vector, yeah? So you would add -5 to all the x's and 4 to all the y's, and it'll give you the new one that shifted over. Mm-hmm. Any other questions from the study guide?
What page are we on?
Study guide, chapter 9.
9.0?
Does that say study guide?
I guess.
685.
You're going the wrong way. The study guide is always at the end of the chapter. There you go. You did it.
Oh, okay, that's easy. What is in the x-axis?
Means that it flips over the x-axis. I'm assuming you're talking about the reflections stuff. Yeah.
So you just like count over the x how far it is.
I think it's easier to do those visually.
What about 23?
What about 23? Let's see. 23. Got segment CD, and we're doing a couple things to it. You want to know how to do it, or you're asking like what is going on? Okay, let's do it. Sure, why not? We've got segment CD, where C is at 3, 2, and D is at 1, 4. And we're supposed to do two things. We're supposed to reflect over the line y equals x, and then we're supposed to do something else. Rotate it 270 degrees about the origin. So let's start by graphing those dots, right? Usually a reasonable place to start. So C is at 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And D is at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Connect the dots. Now, it says to reflect it in the line y equals x. So, what would be a good idea to do next? Boys and ladies?
Do the reflection first.
We do need to do the reflection first. In order to do that reflection, what might be useful? I agree. Good guess. I think we should dot in the line y equals x. Where is the line y equals x?
Is it like right down the center?
Yeah. What is its y-intercept? 0, 0. Where is its, what's its slope? 1. Great. So we're going to go up 1 over 1 from 0, and we're going to do a dotted line. Great. Now, what?
Nothing.
Now what? We're just going to flip this over this line. Right? So how do we do that? What would you process that out as?
You change the values.
Yes, that is what we're doing. This is at 3, 2. Where this C is at 3, 2, right? This would be easier on grid paper to be sure if I was careful. But we can do it here with some degree of accuracy if we think about what's going on. Is 3, 2 on this line? No. This line, that's what I meant. No, it's not, right? Where is it in relation to that line? It's this much space away from it, right? So how do we get the other space?
You just do that on the other side. Use this space.
What is this point right here?
2, 2.
It is 2, 2. Okay, so we're going to go back how many to get to this point? 1 back. And then we got to go up from there how many? 1. So C prime is where?
2, 3.
We also learned a formula to do this, by the way. But yes, it is at 2,
So
3.
you just switch the values?
We're gonna confirm that, and that's what I was just referring to. But we're gonna kind of confirm it visually, as a review step. But yeah, you actually do. So how far is D from the line?
4.
Is it?
No, it's 5.
What is this point right here?
5, 5.
It's in line with this one, so that can't be right. But you're on the right track for how to get it. What is it actually then? 4, 4 then, that's right. That's 4, 4, yeah? So how many do we have to go to get to the line? 4. So how many are we going to go down from there to get to the other spot?
4.
No, we didn't go 4. What are you talking about, Willis? We didn't go 4. To get from 4 to 1, how many did we go?
Oh, 3.
3. So we're going to go down 3. All right? Man, I drew this real pretty, didn't I? How many do we have to go from here?
4. Oh, no.
Where is here?
1, 1.
Great. Oh my gosh, forget it. This visual is turning into more confusing than whatever. It's
I mean, up 2.
1. The formula we learned. That's why you were locked in. Way to go. Not being ironic. You were locked in, trying to understand it visually, and our graph got so confusing. Are you ready to be remembered the easy way to know what's happening? Everybody come back. Everybody, if you're gone, come back right here, right now. Confusion is over. In order to we'll put this back in a minute. Well, not all of it. In order to reflect over the line y equals x, all you have to do is invert the y and the x. So C prime is 2/3, 2, 3. D prime is 4, 1.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
This is not what I kind of said.
I did, and I told you were right like 3 times. You have to listen when I talk, because see, there's more compliments than you realize. I don't know that was a compliment, but it was definitely a confirmation.
Yeah, I'm like,
And then we've got to rotate this about around the origin 270 degrees. So what is our formula for that? You sound like that's a question. Look it up if it's a question. See whether you're right or wrong.
I believe so.
Okay. Make a confirmation.
My belief.
That's your
it's true.
that's your truth.
No, it's negative x, negative y.
Negative x, negative y is 270 degrees.
No. What? No, that's funny. I was right. It's y negative x.
Y negative x. So let's have an independent confirmation. Somebody else find it? Yes. Are you just saying that? Okay, good. Good job. I'm proud. Good job. Great. So,
If it was negative, would you just move it positive?
yeah. It's the opposite. Y opposite x. If that makes it stick in your head better, but yeah. Okay, so C double prime would be what? 3, -2.
3, -2.
Wait, why?
Because it's rotating 270 degrees. And then
Because we flip them and the x becomes negative.
3.
That's 270 degrees, 270 degrees. We'll draw it up here in a minute. I'll even draw it a little bit bigger so we can actually see what's happening. I'm not going to dot in all the extra weird dots, but we'll actually look at it. Okay. Whoa, that's the wrong letter. D double prime is what? 1, -4. Great.
No, it's 4, -1.
No, it's not. That's not true. Are you being serious?
Oh.
Okay.
I'm looking at the original to the second.
Oh, yeah. No.
You're being serious.
You seemed like you were understanding, so I thought you were making a joke, and then I realized you weren't making a joke. I didn't mean you were being dumb. I just thought you were making a joke, and then I looked at your face, and you were clearly not making a joke. Okay, great. Let's graph it. This away, that away, all the other ways. I'm gonna take and life is what? A box of chocolates? I have seen that movie once. In my humble opinion, it is fine and probably a little overrated. Although I was talking to myself yesterday, thinking about the fact that it is, I say things are overrated all the time, and thinking about the fact that it is very easy to say something is overrated because most things are overrated. So that is a very easy thing to say. Anyway, let's try graphing 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. That's C. D is at 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. There it is. Isn't it cute? You would not, in a problem like this, you wouldn't normally graph the blue one, but I'm going to graph it so we can see what happened. The first thing we did was we took and flipped this over this line, right? By switching the X's and the Y's. Yes? Blue. That's what I want right there. 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So C prime is right here, which is about where we dotted the ugly one in earlier. Right? This, flipped over this line, is there. Right? D prime is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, which is right here. Don't ask me how the line got longer. I don't know what happened. It didn't actually get longer. It's just my graph. I know. It's my graph. It's probably also an optical illusion. We'll blame that, right? It's not actually longer. But it is uglier now because I didn't use a straight edge. All right, now, here's where we're gotten to go. So we're rotating it around 270 degrees, right? So what quadrant would you expect it to be in? Rotated around 270 degrees. Fourth quadrant's down over here. That's 180 degrees.
That one.
No, it always goes this way.
So the second quadrant.
So,
The fifth. Oh no.
190, 180, 270. The fifth, did you say the fifth quadrant? Yeah, the fifth quadrant. So we'd expect it to be up over here. Let's see what happened. 3, -2.
Why does it go that way instead of the other way? I thought it went counterclockwise.
Yeah.
What?
It goes this way
because you go 90, it's over there, and 180, it's down there, and then 270, it's at the bottom, because 360, it goes like counterclockwise. So
Oh, you're right, it does, because positive direction. Oh my gosh, y'all are a bunch of losers. 3, -2. This test is easy, unless I'm taking it, apparently. What is happening? I was going to follow the points and then be like, wait, what happened? And then y'all would have been like, but wait! And then, but y'all decided to but wait first. Rude. 3, 2. Psh, psh, psh. See that one right there? 1, -4. 1, -1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Yeah, well, whatever. And then you connect the dots with a straight edge. And it looks like that, which almost looks like a reflection. In fact, it might be a reflection. No, it's not really. Yeah, maybe it is. Is it also a reflection? Did we do two? Did we do two? Did we do two words? Did we do two transformations in order to assimilate one?
yeah, let's look at the point.
1, -2. Yep, we did. Wow, look at that. Isn't that fun? I was just musing, actually, the fact that you could do that. And then this one did it. I can't prove that because it was in my head. All right, what time is it? Go away. Study for your test. Memorize the formulas. There's like 5 of them, and they're easy. Make some flashcards for Pete's sake. I will also throw out there, and this is important, I kind of gave my Algebra 1 class an entire speech about this yesterday. If you do study and you still are making bad grades, then what you're doing to study isn't working, so you should probably change how you study. Goodbye.